All right, we had a little bit of college football action last weekend. This weekend, we're diving head first into the 2023 college football season. It'll be a full slate of games. And today, I am telling you 5 college football players that you need to know for Dynasty football. Why? Because they will be future Dynasty stars. Talking a little bit of Devy football here. So if you want to know a little bit about the players in Dynasty of tomorrow, then that's what we're here to talk about. Do me a favor, drop a like on the video. Hoping to get 100 likes. With your help, I think we might be able to get there. The first player that you absolutely need to know, and you should know if you have Twitter or X, whatever. Let's talk about Zachariah Branch, the wide receiver, the true freshman out of USC. He is eligible for the 2026 NFL draft, so he'll be in college for still quite some time, but you need to know the name. He is currently my wide receiver 6 in my Devy football rankings, and he's going to play a crucial role for the USC Trojans for this program as a 19-year-old freshman. We love to see an early breakout for our NFL wide receiver prospects. In his first game, just happened a couple days ago, with USC versus San Jose State, he put up 4 receptions for 58 yards and 2 total touchdowns. One of those touchdowns, I promise you, you need to go watch this guy's highlights from the last game that he played. One of those touchdowns was a kick return. Man, you start to see some of the reasons why this guy is special. I mean, there are very few athletes like Zachariah Branch in the world right now. He's a 5-star recruit. He was the 4th overall player in last year's recruiting class. He was the #1 wide receiver in the class. And I genuinely have no questions in my mind. I know that this kid's going to be an absolute superstar, both in college and at the next level in the NFL. He is a threat to score on every touch that he ever gets. Some guys, you watch the film and you're like, oh my God, this dude is dangerous. Just get the ball in his hands in space and he can make people miss. Ridiculous speed. Check this out. He was interviewed after the San Jose State game and they said, dang, you're pretty fast out there. Have you ever recorded your 40-yard dash? He said, oh yeah, I did that 2 years ago. He's 19. I did that 2 years ago. Yeah, I clocked a 4.38. A 4.38 at the age of 17. I mean, we could be talking about a guy who hits like the 4.30s, 4.33s when his body is fully developed and, you know, getting ready for the NFL Combine. Also, the change of direction. This is what makes Zachariah Branch so special. Not only is he twitchy, but the change of direction is truly elite. It is rare to see someone with this kind of ability. He can change direction quickly, but he's one of those rare guys who he can change direction and also not lose any speed. In fact, it feels like he gains speed when he hits a different direction. I have seen some USC beat reporters, you could call them, people who are close to the program, comparing him a little bit to Reggie Bush in the open field. And honestly, I know we've only seen one game, but if this keeps up, I don't think it's that crazy. Like, he has that kind of elusiveness in the open field. I have no questions. We are talking about a future top 10 pick in the NFL draft in 2026. If he stays healthy, the talent is undeniable. Just before we get into the next player, I wanted to let you guys know that I started a new channel where I'm going to focus on specifically Devy content. There'll be some Dynasty content on there. There'll be a lot of Devy content. So if you enjoy looking into the future, trying to find the next NFL star before they even hit the NFL, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'll put a direct link in the pinned comment. Second video will be out this week. I already put my first video out and you guys showed me a lot of love. I appreciate the support. I mean, we're closing in on 100 subscribers already over there. So if you like Devy, if you like Dynasty content, I'm just going to kind of do my thing and dive a little bit deeper into college football, then subscribe to my channel over there to see more of this kind of content. All right, the second player I wanted to tell you guys about today is a quarterback, and he is one of the few true freshmen that will be starting as a quarterback. That is Dante Moore out of UCLA.
All right, so I just finished recording this video. I'm editing it now, and I get a report saying that it's not just going to be Dante Moore starting. In fact, they have named Ethan Garbers the starter, but get this, UCLA is doing something weird. They're saying they're gonna have 3 quarterbacks play. I don't get that. You know the old saying, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. What if you have 3? Because right now UCLA is saying they're going to start 3. I'm going to make a bold prediction, as you hear the rest of this take, that Dante Moore is going to win the job by the end of the year. And I'll tell you some reasons why.
A 2026 eligible prospect. He is my quarterback 6 in my Devy football rankings. He's a 5-star recruit from Detroit, Michigan. You know, he's got that dog mentality coming from Detroit. He's a 4th overall recruit in the nation last year, and he was the 3rd quarterback in his class. He is 6'3", 210 pounds as a true freshman. So much room for him to fill out that body. Even if he entered the NFL today at 6'3", 210, that's a beautiful size for an NFL quarterback. You could say that Dante Moore is a quarterback prodigy. Why? Well, what were you guys doing as an 8th grader? I remember playing Call of Duty, drinking Mountain Dew, and just living life, really. What was Dante Moore doing in 8th grade? Oh, he was receiving a full ride scholarship from Jim Harbaugh to attend Michigan as the quarterback, as an 8th grader. He was also trained by a former Michigan quarterback, Devin Gardner, since he was 11 years old. He also spent time with quarterback mechanics guru Tom House, who has worked with some of the NFL greats on mechanics like Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Carson Palmer. Yeah, this kid has been destined to do what he is doing now since he was like freaking 10 years old. I'm trying to tie my shoelaces and this guy is getting scholarships to huge programs in college football. But let's talk about some of his strengths that I noticed as just looking at his high school tape coming out to UCLA. Things I'm looking forward to, I guess you could say. Firstly, his pocket presence, very noticeable. He's very calm in the pocket, isn't afraid to wait and take a hit so he can get the ball into a tight space. Great anticipation, always leading his receivers. He faced really good competition, top competition in high school. I know it's a very large pool in high school. But he also has great mechanics, which again, I think Tom House can be accredited for, which leads to elite accuracy. And he's a high IQ player. Think about CJ Stroud, right? All the reasons that we fell in love with CJ Stroud over the last couple of years and why he ended up being a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. I'm not saying Dante Moore is going to end up being that. What I am saying is you will fall in love with Dante Moore because of some of the same reasons you fell in love with CJ Stroud. This is a quarterback that this time next year, we could be talking about as the next big prospect in 2026. Who's going to be potentially taken for a Dante Moore? Now look, anything's possible, but he has a chance to prove himself. After all, he'll be facing the number 1 pick in the 2024 draft, Caleb Williams, this year. So we'll see what he does under pressure. All right, the third player that you need to know in college football this year is Luther Burden. I would say outside of Zachariah Branch, which, we just really, saw for the first time at USC, this is the most exciting player to watch in all of college football. He's eligible in the 2025 NFL draft. He's my wide receiver 5 in my Devy rankings. Again, we'll talk about that more over on my channel. But he's a 5-star recruit. He's the number 2 recruit at the wide receiver spot from his high school class, only behind Evan Stewart from Texas A&M, who is also great. He has fantastic size, Luther does. He's 6 foot, 208 pounds, dual sport athlete in high school, played a little bit of basketball. You'd like to see an athlete who's played multiple sports. Last year, at the age of 18, being a true freshman, okay? So younger than what Zachariah Branch is right now. He contributed to 24.7% of his team's total receiving offense, which is more than enough to give him a breakout age of 18 than the metrics that we look at. If I had to give you a pro comp, I don't really think I can say one player because I think I see shades of a lot of different names. I'm not saying he is as good as Jamar Chase, but I see a little bit of the athleticism. Insane athlete, great catch radius, explosive after the catch, could beat you down the field. I see a little bit of Amari Cooper, a little bit of Deebo Samuel after the catch. In short, this is a player that I feel very confident will be a huge factor on Sundays. Okay, the fourth player that I wanted to tell you guys about just quickly is Jace McClellan. This is a running back who's eligible for next year's draft, 2024. He's my RB16 in my Devy rankings. Alabama is just known for churning out running backs. They're always getting the best recruits. Some people got to wait their turn. Remember, we had Brian Robinson, who waited till he was a senior to get his opportunity. Now Jace McClellan, with Jahmyr Gibbs entering the NFL, finally gets his chance to be the guy, okay? Coming out of high school, he was a 4-star recruit, and he had some pro comparisons to Rashad Penny. You can kind of see it. He's pretty efficient. In 3 years as a backup, he's put up over 1,000 yards, 6.2 yards per attempt, 10 rushing touchdowns, and he's also been a factor in the air, putting up 25 receptions, 10 plus receptions in the last 2 years, which is good for college, and 6 receiving touchdowns. This whole team is about to change. No Bryce Young, no Jahmyr Gibbs. It's going to be a very run-focused team with Jalen Milroe under center. So again, remember, Brian Robinson waited a long time to get his chance, and then he became a 3rd-round pick. Could that be what we see with Jace McClellan? Because if he's a 3rd-round pick in the NFL draft, he will have value in dynasty football, unquestionably. And the last player I wanted to tell you guys about today is a kid out of Notre Dame. He's a true freshman. That is Jaden Greathouse. He will be eligible in the 2026 class. He's my wide receiver 17 in my Devy rankings. And he has been getting huge praise from Notre Dame coaches throughout the entirety of training camp. And I believe he's going to play a huge role as a freshman. He's a 4-star recruit, went to the same high school as Drew Brees. Maybe that's on your bingo card. Great size, 6'1", 204 pounds. In his first game, which just happened last weekend, he played 8 snaps. That might not sound good, but what if I told you with those 8 snaps, he had 3 receptions for 68 yards and 2 touchdowns? I promise you, he'll be playing more than 8 snaps for every collegiate game he plays for the rest of his career. The talent is undeniable. All those snaps came out of the slot, which really isn't that uncommon for, a true freshman wide receiver to be given a slot role. But he has a very good quarterback as well in Sam Hartman, who is going to give him the opportunity to break out as a freshman. So could be good quarterback connected to a talented wide receiver in his first year. If we get a breakout from him, if he puts up big numbers, this will be someone that will be on everyone's list going forward. And he has some big games that you get to watch this year. So he's going to face Ohio State, USC, Clemson, some big names. Remember, Chase Claypool, Will Fuller, Golden Tate have come out of this program in recent years. Why not Jaden Greathouse? Why can't he be the next name in the NFL draft? Okay, those are 5 names. I am now finishing recording 5 videos in a row for you guys. So these, don't come out on the same day, obviously. My throat's killing me. Hopefully you can do me a favor, drop a like, join me over on the Devy channel if you want more of this kind of content. Check it out in the pinned comments. Otherwise, appreciate you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. All up. Now that those idiots are done talking, who needs some rankings?
Hell yeah, I need some rankings.
Then use promo code LAND, L-A-N-D, for 30% off any membership at flockfantasy.com.
Oh.
It's so easy, even your grandma could scan that QR code right there.